Well, it's been said many times that elections have consequences, and sometimes elections have surprises as well. This year, some of the biggest surprises came out of Virginia, where a state many thought had turned permanently blue, saw voters elect a Republican governor, lieutenant governor, and attorney general. How did that happen? Is it a sign of things to come in 2022? Here to highlight the work and impact of FRC Action, the legislative affiliate of FRC, is Brent Keilen. He's the vice president of FRC Action. Brent, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Joseph. Good to be with you today.
It's good to see you. When you think about elections from 2021, what stands out to you most?
You know, you mentioned Virginia, Joseph, and I think that is the one that stands out to me at the top. There are several, but when you look at what happened there, a state that Joe Biden won by 10 points just a year ago, to have the governor, the lieutenant governor, the attorney general, and the state house of delegates all flip from Democrat to Republican control. That's just huge, So that's definitely the kind of the top for me. The other thing among a number of races across the country that I was encouraged by and that stuck out was the school board results. We saw a number of those, not in just Virginia, but Texas, Nebraska, Pennsylvania, all over the country, and saw just an unprecedented level of involvement by parents and concerned citizens. And then we also saw some tremendous results at the school board level as well in 2021.
Yeah, and I think it's worth pointing out at that point that the importance of getting those people elected is not because we went from Democrats to Republicans, but because we went from people who are really anti the values that we share to people who are really friendly and share the values that we share. Because really we're in this for the ideas, for the truth, for the impact on the culture, not necessarily the partisan impact. And that's just kind of one of the variables in this larger conversation about ideas that we have in public policy. Now, you're the head of FRC Action. You manage electoral activities. How does FRC Action try to impact who is elected in these state and local elections? What do you do?
So we do a number of things, Joseph, and like you said, it really is about the issues. So we're looking at, making sure the voters are aware on the topic of education, which was so big, the right to life, religious liberty, making sure that the voters are aware of where the candidates stand on those key issues. And also, if we have a candidate who's going to stand up for those, trying to help them get elected. So do that a number of different ways. We try to put out different voter resources and materials, voter guides, videos, targeted ads, calls, things like that. In Virginia, we were able to do targeted outreach to 236,000 key voters in Virginia. So that was get out the vote, phone calls, robocalls, again, voter guides, things like that. And then we through FRC Action also have a PAC, and at times will endorse candidates as well and try to support them that way and help them get elected in that fashion as well.
Brent, we've all seen campaigns get dirty. They're often personal, they're often negative. How do you engage in campaigns without behaving unethically, dishonestly, or otherwise compromising the principles that we share?
It's such a good question. And honestly, Joseph, I think this is a very important one that you ask, because I think there's a lot of good people that stay out of the process because they don't think there's a way to get involved without doing the mudslinging. And I think there's a number of things. I absolutely would say good people can get involved. You can run an effective campaign without compromising your principles and getting into the mudslinging and things like that. And I think one of the places you start is keep it focused on the issues. Make sure you are talking about the issues. Don't go after somebody based off of personality or things like that. I think that's really important. I think it's also very important when you are evaluating whether or not you run, know where your principles are, because I can tell you they will get challenged. No matter where you draw those lines, they will get challenged from even people that maybe are trying to help you. And I think you have to know what it is that I guess where that line in the sand is for you before you jump in, and then when you're running for office, just don't cross it and stay committed to those principles.
And Brent, very quickly, connect the dots for us. We get involved in the elections happen, but what are the policy impacts you have seen or expect to see because of your work in these elections?
I think there's quite a few of them. If you look at the Virginia races, I think we are going to see a shift. I think a dramatic shift on the education issue specifically. That was such a huge topic in Virginia. We also have a dramatically different governor now in dramatically different positions on the life issue, for example. And also in the State House of Delegates control things like that. So those types of policies, I think, will be impacted at the more local level, school board level. I think we'll see some of these, critical race theory was a huge issue. And some of these, I think we'll see more progress in getting some of those addressed with some of these new school board members that are coming in across the country.
And Brent, thank you for that overview, because that really is the most important part of all of these political election conversations that we have, is having everybody aware of the fact that those are connected to actual ideas, actual policies that connect real people's lives. We thank you for your efforts all year long. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Joseph. Good to be with you.